coming super strong into this best of 5 finals. And as we jump into the draft, we have the bans here. Team Secret now banning first, and they are going for a Black Feather ban, whereas look at me, the captain of Team Snow is going to reply Arden. So no Black Feather, no Arden. That opens pretty much all possibilities here, Rome, doesn't it?
Taking out the, seeing the Black Feather being gone, seeing the Arden being gone, I'm pretty sure that Look at Me and Team Snow are going to try and secure themselves a stronger early game composition like they did last game. But this time around, they're going to make sure that they're focusing more on that pressure, and they're making sure the other team is starving in that jungle.
Alright, so we do see here the Adagio pick from Mowgli right away. Whereas, look at me, they are taking that Finn together with the Koshka. What do we think of that? I mean, I don't know. It still opens the cool to Team Secret. They have the Adagio. They try to kind of like outpick somehow that Finn together with the Koshka. But does that work, Rom? Do you think it will?
With the Koshka and the Finn, I doubt that they're actually going to play this in the jungle. I feel like Koshka is very strong in the early game, but because of her mobility and how fast she has access to the enemy team, pairing her up with a Finn doesn't actually make too much sense in terms of team coordination during and hero prioritization. So there is a chance that we might be seeing this Koshka run up in lane. Otherwise, in the jungle, I feel like they won't have enough pressure to make large advances towards the Team Secret jungle.
Alright, Mowgli is calling out that Kestrel together with Catherine, so they have a couple of stuns here on their team, whereas Snow Tsunami, they feel still comfortable with that Sky. They are going for it together with Koshka and Finn, looking at this here as the final pick. Rome, what are your last thoughts very quick before we jump into this next game? It could be the very end of this best of 5 finals. Do you think it will be, and if so, why?
With this team composition coming out of Team Secret, we can expect this Catherine to actually make more of an impact in this game. Look at her to always be in those front lines, getting that heal and buff coming out of Adagio alongside with Kestrel's poke in the back. I think she's going to be able to secure quite a bit of kills. On the other side, we're going to see the Sky, and I think they're going to go double CP, but most likely Sky will perhaps opt out and get a breaking point. And with this transaction, how this plays out, they will need to get into that late game. Hopefully, Koshka will be able to secure, balance out the jungle in the early game and make sure they don't fall behind.
All right.
But we'll throw it to the guys. Oh.
Yep, that being said, I just wanted to throw it to the guys as well. Thank you, Rome, for your last thoughts here. Action Jackson and Vedios with the third match of this best of 5 series. Team Secret versus Snow Tsunami.
All right, thanks very much, guys. Vedius, you and me have had the pleasure of casting a lot of games in this qualifier, but I have to admit this is the one I've been very excited for over the course of the last evening. I've been prepping for it, and I could not have anticipated the outstanding performance coming out of Team Secret. They've looked so convincing. Do you think that Snow Tsunami can pull this back? You know, they've got the Sky this time on PT Lamb. They've got some stuff going for them. Is it going to be enough?
Well, it could be. I know that's a bit of
it's
a bit of a cop-out answer. It's a bit of a cop-out answer. But the thing is, for me, it's just Team Secret. They've been playing so well. They really have been super decisive. Their teamwork has been phenomenal. And even though PT Lamb is going to be on this Sky, where he has had some phenomenal performances, I'm not convinced that it's going to be enough. I think that Qualifier, Palmatoro, and Mowgli are just such a fantastic team that there's going to be very little that Snow Tsunami can do to really change things up. And if I just compare the two junglers, so far I feel that Palmatori has been straight up outclassing Look at Me in this series.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Right now, we've got a gank coming in the top lane. Sasuke taking a decent chunk of damage. Qualifier, we talked about his Scarf last game. I want to talk about his Adagio, though, for a second, because we've seen him play this before. It is so devastating in terms of the amount of damage it can put out in the early game, and so devastating in terms of the support it can put out late game. It's one of the few characters in Vainglory that I would argue is just pretty much equally relevant, although for different reasons, in all stages of the game. I'm kind of surprised that Snow Tsunami let it through the picks again.
Well, it's It surprises me as well during the initial play, or during the draft, hang on a second, as Mowgli needs to be... He's going for a play on the Sasiska.
Whoa, look at those glimmer shots. Mowgli actually finds the kill. First blood in the third game, going the way of Team Secret. They might look for more as well, as Look At Me is miles out of position, deep in enemy territory. The glimmer shots are coming through. Mowgli is doing a bit of burn damage with his shield right now. 1 or 2 more glimmer shots would do it, but Mowgli, he's like, nah, man, this is mine. I'm the real carry here.
Well, game 1, it was Palmatoro being the carry. Game 2, it was Qualifier being the big carry. And now game 3, Mowgli's like, okay, guys, you've had your time in the Lilac. It's now my turn to show why Team Secret has 3 carries in the lineup. Picking himself up 2 very early kills is exactly what Team Secret need to kick off this early game when they have more of the scathing composition. Yes, you're going to have Palmatoro going for this weapon build, Kestrel, but when you have the support from an Adagio, you're going to be so much more relevant in the mid game where Team Secret are going to look to take advantage of. And when you put a Koshka behind, her early game relevance is just going to be that much weaker. So this just comes back to what I was saying when comparing Look At Me to Palmatoro. In terms of that early game dominance, Look At Me just hasn't been able to keep up with the pressure that Palmatoro can put down.
He's trying to right now, though, jumping onto Qualifier. Look at the return damage right back onto him. PT Lamb in a bit of a tough spot as well. Glimmer shots coming through. It's not quite enough. PT Lamb just barely getting out by the skin of his teeth.
He certainly is, and very clutch plays from Snow Tsunami. Only just being able to get out of that very close exchange.
Look at me. He is in a very tough spot. Again, the Glimmer Shot not quite doing the damage. Sasuke is very low as well, but Palmatoro can't risk diving that turret. He doesn't have the energy for more Glimmer Shots. But with forcing them off of the turret, they might go for some early damage onto it.
This is great, though, for Team Secret. No, they don't secure themselves any more kills, but they get a lot of damage down onto the turret, and Kestrel is able to steal away the entire jungle of Snow Tsunami, and that is phenomenal. You and I have spoken about in the past the importance of this jungle, because in terms of early game, the experience that taking away those back camps denies, along with the surprising amount of gold that they give, I would argue is often more valuable than securing these early kills. And you can already see a massive gold difference starting to develop as Mowgli goes for the initiation.
Tries to find the stun onto Sasuke, who cannot be stunned as he is playing Finn, so that didn't pan out as well as it maybe could have, but even still, you can see Team Secret coming out big in terms of the health differentials off the back of that exchange. They're doing a good job. Palmatoro jumped on over the wall, though. He's taking a lot of damage. The Quibble lands. That's massive. Look at me, nearly able to get away. There's the Polite Company. He is able to get away. Team Secret concede a kill.
Well, Qualifier wasn't quite able to back up the aggressive tendency of Palmatoro, and this is the first time that we've actually seen Palmatoro not quite have the support that he's used to having, so that Kestrel being a little bit too aggressive ends up being punished for it, and Snow Tsunami end up getting themselves a kill back onto the board.
They do indeed, but they got to be careful not to give any more away. Sasuke landing a lot of great quibbles right now is the deciding factor, I feel like, in these exchanges. It does so much damage just on its base values without any scaling that in the early game, 1 or 2 key quibbles can make the difference between whether you win a fight or you lose one. Right now, though, Sasuke and Look At Me, they got to get out of that bush, get out of here. Palmatoro is very, very strong at the moment.
Certainly is. Have a look at this. At Qualifier right now, rushing both the alternating current alongside the reflex block, definitely showing a lot of respect to that Yummy Catnip Frenzy on Look At Me. 0-1-1 right now, but still values that high stun duration that you can't afford to be getting yourself stuck in this early on into the game. So I like the respect, and you even see a reflex block coming out from Palmatoro as well, and I think this is something that people watching the stream should take note of, because if you're going up against a Koshka, you should aim towards that early reflex block.
You definitely should, and it's one of the reasons why I lose games when I play Vainglory. Because I'm not as good as these guys. I like to get the early damage. I feel like that'll work out, and it never does.
What are you talking about? Damage is always the best thing to go for in the early game.
Well, I mean, I guess Koshka can't kill you if she's dead, right?
Exactly. That's the logic that you want to be sticking with, and pro players, they don't like early damage. They like to be safe. Hang on, speaking of damage...
Look At Me jumping in here, immediately gets turned on. See the 2-man quibble, but onto the tankier members. So Sasuke doesn't find the damage he's looking for. The gold miner goes down in favor of Team Secret, and actually PT Lamb in a bit of a dicey position right here. If Palmatoro catches him, oh, he does find him. PT Lamb, this could be bad. He's going to try and get away from here, but he's used Forward Barrage already. That's a large portion of his ability to fight gone. Mowgli comes in, going to be looking for the stun. PT Lamb, can he get away? Lots of damage, just able to Surrey strike back. Mowgli takes a lot, trying to block with the camps. There's a one-shot, one kill. It lands. Mowgli, he finds himself his third kill of the game. Very nice work by him. He's got all of the money on the side of Team Secret this game.
Mowgli definitely the one with money in the bank, and he's the one securing all these kills because he's the one doing all the work. You think Palmatoro was the guy that was really doing the damage? No, it was thanks to Mowgli's decisive shot calling and securing of the final blow that matters as Team Secret look to siege onto this turret.
They do find it very quickly, and Sasuke might have overstayed here along with Look at Me. Look at the damage the silence comes through. That's 2 kills. PT Lamb gets back just a fraction too late to do anything to help his team. 5-1 right now. It's only 8 minutes in, but there's a 2.7k gold lead on Team Secret. Vedius, they want to close this one out. They want to go 3-0 in the finals.
Team Secret are just so versatile in the compositions that they play. Game 1, they had heavy early game composition, and they closed the game out in 14 minutes. Game 2, they have more of a scaling composition that relies very heavily on teamfight prowess, and they end up securing that one as well, when the kill score was 7-1 in favor of Snow Tsunami. And now in Game 3, they have a mix between an early to mid game composition, and they are still taking advantage of that as well. These guys are just so versatile, so flexible in what they can pull out, and they are really demonstrated why they are one of, if not the best team in Europe.
This is why having a deep champion pool, or hero pool rather, matters so much in a competitive game like this. And for you guys at home, it's going to matter to you soon, as draft mode is coming into Vainglory. I'm super psyched for that. But right now, back to this game. Team Secret, they're pushing quite heavily at the moment. Look at me. Worth mentioning, he doesn't really have anything aggressive right now. He's not going to be able to do a lot of damage if he finds anyone caught out here. Mowgli running point, looking for some kind of engagement. Force to core doesn't land. That is 59 seconds, 60 seconds rather. That Sasuke does not have that ability. Here comes the last verse. Gonna get a stun onto several members. Qualifier, very low death from above, actually is going to find it, and Palmatoro's got to be careful here. He's got a lot of damage though. Look at me, finds the Yummy Catnip Frenzy, but the forward barrage is blocked by Mowgli. PT Lamb goes down. Palmatoro, he's looking for the one-shot, one kill, doesn't find it, but it doesn't matter. 2 for 1, and a turret picked up for Team Secret.
Team Secret once again demonstrating their phenomenal teamfight prowess and the ability to kite around the very aggressive PT Lamb and Look at Me. They tried their very best to get onto Palmatoro, but thanks to the peel that Mowgli was consistently providing, Palmatoro stayed alive long enough to get the damage down that they need to secure themselves the teamfight victory. Yes, Qualifier did end up going down, but he was able to get the majority of his damage off before he fell, and that was the most important factor in that fight. PT Lamb had to invest so many of his resources just to secure that kill that he had nothing left to follow up onto Palmatoro when he was still alive. Great fight from Team Secret. They're going to maintain control over the gold mine. They're going to secure themselves another turret, and right now they are once again in full control of this game.
This could be another 14-minute win for Team Secret if they keep applying the pressure the way they have been. If Sasuke can't land the forced accords the way he hasn't been. Look at this, Team Secret, not even focusing on global objectives right now. They're going right for the base. The damage is massive out of Palmatoro. Mowgli stunned up under that turret, though. Gonna dive in here with the forced accord, finding that kill. Qualifier and Palmatoro, can they turn this one around? Look at me, dives on the back, but he doesn't get the kill, and the glimmer shots just keep on coming. Palmatoro, he has so much damage right now. PT Lamb, he pops the reflex block, he dodges the one-shot, one kill, but the turret's going to fall. 1 kill for a turret, I'd take that trade any day, Vedius.
Team Secret are just so good. Even though Mowgli ends up getting dragged under the tower, that was a slight mispositioning from him because he committed just a little bit too much for that turret. But Team Secret are able to kite back around from the fight. Palmatoros repositions himself over the wall to just consistently land these glimmer shots, and there's no way for Snow Tsunami to get any kind of vision on top of him, so they can't focus him down. So all of the attention goes down onto Qualifier. He's going to keep healing himself up, which is also going to apply the Arcane Fire to the lineup of Snow Tsunami, combine that with the Agent of Wrath and the alternating turret, combined with the Shatter Glass that he's got as well, results in Qualifier also packing an insane punch, which secures them a kill, a turret, and it's just going to further the gold lead that they have already been able to accumulate.
And it's a substantial gold lead, about 6,000 right now. They've managed to get themselves a humongous amount. Look at me, stunned up. There's the damage from Palmatoro. He's going in, trying to put it down onto Look at Me. A Fountain of Renewal, I believe, may have even... Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't the Fountain of Renewal. I was noticing the burn damage from Qualifier. My bad. But in any case, Look at Me is going to have to be careful here. He's backing up, trying to heal on the Fountain. Elam looking to clear with that forward barrage. Polite Company brings Qualifier a little bit closer. Saska might be looking for that Forced Accord. Is there a Crucible? Not yet. Qualifier is hooked in. There's going to be the Yummy Catnip Frenzy, but a great silence out of Mowgli. Huge damage. Palmatoro landing glimmer shots onto every single member, but it's hard to fight in the base when they can just go heal up. Look at me. He goes down anyway. Qualifier leading the charge right now. Mowgli, Polite Company keeps him close, but not close enough. PT Lamb is just too far behind. There are the glimmer shots. He's got to pop the reflex block. Mowgli, he's going to go for the turret. They've got their eyes on the prize right now for Team Secret. I'm having deja vu, Vedius. This is exactly what they did in Game 1.
Team Secret are just so objective focused that all they'll do in team fights is kite back and forth, and when they realize that they've poked their opponents out enough, then they'll concentrate on taking down that turret. Once they've got it, they're just like, okay guys, we're happy, let's disengage, let's not stress about this, and let's just recollect ourselves, spend the gold that we've got, and then look to take the next turret in the next engagement. That was so many tiny plays that really swung the fight in Team Secret's favor. The first one was the silence that came out from Mowgli to interrupt the Yummy Catnip Frenzy from Look at Me, and the second was the active camo from Palmatoro that secured a two-man stun onto both Look at Me and PT Lamb. The tiny micro plays that were made by the individuals of Team Secret really demonstrate not only their phenomenal teamwork prowess, but how individually skilled they are, and really impressive stuff from this team.
Very, very impressive stuff. And I have to admit, Team Secret, they made like the best bet ever picking these guys up. I can only see them doing great things. But there's a long way to go. Qualifier, he is going to be stunned up by the Yummy Catnip Frenzy. Decent damage turned back onto him, but not enough. Look at me, he's still alive. Somehow the Fountains of Renewal keeping him there. Qualifier, he turns and finds the kill. Palmatoro is untouched on the back line, trying to find PT Lamb right now, but the forward barrage does a decent chunk. Is it going to be enough? Mowgli nearly goes down. Sasaka's still healthy. Palmatoro falls. Snow Tsunami, they managed to win a fight 2-for-1.
And they won it because of minions! The minions got in the way of the glimmer shots of Palmatoro, and that prevented him from being able to clean up the fight. Who would have thought that coming into the late game, it ends up being the minions that turn the fight in Snow Tsunami's favor? But if Mowgli has anything to say about it, that might not be completely true.
His damage is substantially higher than I expected it to be. You got to be careful about hitting him right now if you're Look at Me. Oh, the snipe comes through. One shot, one kill. Palmatoro's got your back, buddy. This could be the Kraken going the way of Team Secret.
So a little bit too overextended from Sasiska. He completely forgot about the long-range ultimate from Palmatoro, and that snipe allows Team Secret to have the numbers advantage, and this could be the opportunity they have been looking for to close out this game. 16 minutes in, 11-5 in favor of Team Secret. They've got the Kraken, they've got the gold lead, and they're looking to close out this third and final game.
They've got literally all of the tools they need to do this. I think it would be amazing if the side of Snow Tsunami could defend this push, but they're going to try and do it. They're actually positioning for a bit of an ambush here on the side. Palmatoro gets stunned up and knocked in, but is it going to be enough? Death from above onto 3. Look at the AoE coming out of PT Lamb. Palmatoro's down. Qualifier, I don't think he's got enough damage to turn the fight around here. He's actually being collapsed on. He's trying to find PT Lamb. He gets it. I was proven wrong right after I said it, Vedius. Qualifier with a double kill. The Kraken pushing the base. 24 seconds on 2 members of Snow Tsunami. This is going to be game. Your champions for the first qualifier are the side of Team Secret. They are going to be vainglorious.
And all I'm concentrating on is Mowgli in his epic 1v1 battle against Sasiska, because their fight isn't over yet as Qualifier looks to end the game with the Kraken. And Kestrel gets the snipe to end the game, end the series, and secure themselves first place in the European qualifier. Fantastic stuff.